On this day, we look to the future with more optimism. With this action, we want to open a new era of dialogue, of reconciliation, and to end once and for all the division and confrontation.
Andrew Dowling is a senior lecturer in Catalan at Cardiff University. Joins us now live from Newport, Wales. Great to have you with us. So what's your take on these pardons, Andrew? Do you think it will aid reconciliation, as Prime Minister Sanchez says?
It will certainly aid it in general terms, in terms of Catalan society, because all polling over the past few years has shown that around 80% of Catalans, whether they're in favour or opposed to independence, support the jailed leaders being released. So it will certainly reduce political tensions in Catalonia, and we've seen that on the other side it might raise them in the rest of Spain. But I think it's a necessary measure to begin to, as your report indicated, to try to confront this incredibly complex conflict that Spain has been dealing with over the past few years.
Yeah, and it doesn't really put to bed that thorny issue of Catalan secession, and many of them saying that they still want a full-blown official referendum. Is that something that Madrid would ever consider?
Highly unlikely. I think attachment to Spanish unity is so widely shared across most of the Spanish political spectrum that, unlike, for example, in the case of the UK and most of the European countries, in fact, the idea of permitting secession or allowing a referendum to break up the country is pretty inconceivable. And I think one thing we should always remember as well about the case of Catalonia is that Catalonia is 20% of the Spanish economy. So any government in Madrid will never, if you want, willingly forego that wealthy province, that wealthy region, which is Catalonia.
Prime Minister Sanchez has been has a minority government. He's battling to keep himself afloat. Does this win him brownie points with Catalan separatists, do you think, against the right wing of his government?
Yes, to some extent, but traditionally in Spain, the Spanish right have been historically quite anti-Catalan. So that's why we'll see extensive mobilisation. That they'll be criticising the Spanish Prime Minister and his government, saying that they're weak on Spanish unity. And if a government that is perceived to be weak on the unity of Spain can come under a hell of a lot of pressure, because commitment, as I mentioned, commitment to the unity of Spain is so widely shared across the political spectrum.
Andrew, great to speak with you. Thank you very much indeed. Andrew Dowling there.